What to do, YouTube? It's your boy Stank815, and I'm back with another video. Y'all new to that channel, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share, comment, get notified when I drop these videos. Today, we're gonna be watching Denzel Washington speak up for Will Smith about the Chris Rock situation, man. Man, it's sad, man, how Will and Jada's situation is. But let's get into it.
There's a saying, when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong.
In the aftermath of a shocking incident that unfolded at the 2022 Academy Awards, the legendary actor Will Smith found himself at the center of a dramatic, unscripted scene that has left the industry and the world in awe.
Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
Following Denzel Washington's support of Will Smith in the aftermath of Smith's confrontation with Chris Rock at the Oscars, Denzel Washington has opened up to the public about the incident that took place during the awards show.
When the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got hold of that circumstance, that night.
In a stunning revelation, Denzel Washington has fearlessly dared to venture into the shadows of Hollywood's most electrifying night, exposing the enigmatic catalyst that led the devil to whisper in Will Smith's ear, ultimately sparking the unforgettable slap heard around the world. Denzel's candid assertion has ignited a frenzy of speculation among fans, leaving them to grapple with an age-old question. What could have possibly driven the typically composed Smith to unleash his inner fury upon Chris Rock? As the suspense deepens, Denzel Washington's cryptic insights into this larger-than-life altercation beg us all to seek the hidden truth behind the extraordinary outburst. Washington was a guest at author and Bishop T.D. Jakes' Leadership Summit on Saturday morning, where they engaged in a conversation about his career and faith. During the discussion, Jakes inquired about the incident between Smith and Rock at the Oscars. Amid the commercial breaks at the Oscars, eagle-eyed onlookers spotted Washington engaging in conversation with none other than Will Smith, joined by Tyler Perry and Smith's publicist. This impromptu huddle occurred shortly after Smith's unforgettable encounter with Chris Rock, a result of a rather controversial jest aimed at Jada Pinkett Smith. During Will's acceptance speech for the Best Actor award, Smith expressed his gratitude towards Washington and shared that Washington had advised him with the words, "At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you." Denzel Washington openly admitted that he was in the dark about the behind-the-scenes drama involving Chris Rock and Will Smith, but he emphasized that all he could do was offer his prayers. Washington said, "Fortunately, there were people there, not just me, but others. Tyler Perry came immediately right over there with me. Said some prayers. I don't want to say what we talked about, but for the grace of God, go any of us. Who are we to condemn? I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation, but I know the only solution was prayer, the way I see it."
I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation, but I know the only solution was prayer.
Amidst the crowd offering solace to Will Smith, those close to the situation sensed an underlying tension between him and Chris. Denzel Washington, too, had a sense of the unfolding drama. It was this time when Jada Pinkett Smith also candidly opened about the whole situation, unveiling a deeper connection with Chris Rock that transcends the infamous Oscars slap incident. The recent revelation by Jada Pinkett Smith and Denzel Washington, filled with hidden meaning, left many fans in astonishment, prompting raised eyebrows and speculation about the nature of the relationship Jada was alluding to. Buckle up, folks, because here comes a real downer. Jada Pinkett Smith has disclosed that comedian Chris Rock once invited her on a date, under the assumption that she and Will Smith were on the brink of divorce. The Hollywood power couple, married in 1997, has continuously battled rumors of a separation. In her conversation with People, Jada shed light on the depth of her and Will's connection with Rock, extending well beyond the infamous Oscar slap incident of 2022. Jada said, "I think every summer all the reports would come out that me and Will were getting a divorce. And this particular summer, Chris, he thought that we were getting a divorce." In a twist of misunderstanding, Chris openly asked Jada out on a date, believing that she was on the brink of divorce from Will Smith. This mix-up ended up escalating the situation and pushed Will Smith to his breaking point at the Oscars. After Jada confirmed that the divorce rumors were nothing more than speculations, Chris extended his apologies for the misunderstanding. However, it appeared that the damage had already been done, and Jada had gained insights into Chris Rock's true feelings. This revelation left Will Smith feeling betrayed, prompting him to stand up for his wife at the Oscars. Jada said, "So he called me and basically he was like, 'I'd love to take you out.' And I was like, 'What do you mean?' He was like, 'Well, aren't you and Will getting a divorce?' I was like, 'No, Chris, those are just rumors.' He was appalled, and he profusely apologized, and that was that." Initially, Jada held a different perspective on the slap, believing it to be a staged act between Will and Chris. However, as Will's anger intensified, Jada quickly realized that it was no act at all. Jada said, "I was like, there's no way that Will hit him. It wasn't until Will started to walk back to his chair that I even realized it wasn't a skit." The Girls Trip luminary, with her memoir titled Worthy set to release on October 17th, disclosed that Jada hasn't had any communication with Chris Rock since the Oscars incident in March 2022. During that event, her husband confronted him on stage following a joke about Jada's shaved head. The entire situation exposed the reasons why most of the actors rushed to console Will instead of Chris following the slap. Numerous fans speculated that this might have been the topic of conversation between Will Smith and Denzel Washington during the commercial break, initially causing confusion among viewers. They also highlighted how the slap started to make sense. A Twitter user claimed, "Oh, now the slap situation is beginning to make sense."
Yeah, I think so, but I can't do the third person.
However, at the award show approximately 15 minutes later, when Smith clinched the Best Actor award for King Richard, he incorporated a piece of advice that Washington had shared with him during his emotional acceptance speech. He talked about the disrespect he has revealed in Hollywood. Will also addressed the rumor of his divorce and revealed, "I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people," Smith said. "I know, to do what we do, we've got to be able to take abuse. You've got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you've got to be able to have people disrespecting you. You've got to smile and pretend that that's okay."
You got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you.
He also revealed what Denzel said to him. Will said, "Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, 'In your highest moments, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you.'" Nevertheless, prior to the entire incident unfolding, it appeared that Denzel was already privy to the situation. Before the award ceremony, Denzel had offered praise for Will Smith.
Well, he should be. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of emotions. This is a long time, I think a long time coming for him. And it's a lot of emotion. It's probably all welling up in him right now.
The infamous Oscar slap triggered numerous questions about the relationship between Will and Jada. Among these questions, a significant one that weighed on the minds of many fans was whether they were still together. Rumors surrounding them finally laid to rest when Jada addressed about her relationship with Will. She officially confirmed that she and Will Smith have been living separately, although they have not gone through a legal divorce, for approximately 7 years. During an interview conducted in Baltimore with anchor Hoda Kotb, the full broadcast of which is scheduled for a primetime special on Friday, Pinkett Smith shared that she and Smith had made the decision to lead separate lives back in 2016. This revelation is one of the personal details disclosed in her memoir, slated for release on October 17th. Jada said, "Why it fractured? That's a lot of things. I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying." She added about the trouble she's been facing with Will. She added, "We were both kind of just still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be." Jada disclosed her concern for Will when he publicly referred to her as his wife, shouting it in front of everyone. They hadn't addressed each other as husband and wife for quite some time, ever since their separation.
I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. I'm like, what is going on right now?
My wife's
name out of your mouth, right? And I'm like, But now I'm really worried for Will.
The couple has been living separately since 2016, but has not initiated divorce proceedings. In a preview of the NBC interview, Pinkett Smith explained, "I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. I just haven't been able to break that promise." Amidst all these, many fans predicted that Jada couldn't settle with Will because she's allegedly in love with Tupac. Jada's enduring love story is intertwined with Tupac. This comes with the proof that every time she speaks of Tupac, an emotional tide surges within her.
You know, talk about my relationship with Pac and trying to figure that out, you know. And that was a huge loss in my life.
But there's more to the story. Will has openly discussed Jada's connection with Tupac, acknowledging her deep love for him and how it stirred his own feelings of insecurity.
Were you ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, that dude, and you know that was in the early days.
Yeah.
But she just loved him like.
This saga sheds light on the enduring strength of Jada's bond with Tupac, her ultimate ideal. It's a revelation that suggests Will might have grappled with the role of filling a void in her heart, straining under the weight of those lofty expectations. It proves that such dynamics likely contributed to the underlying discontent in their marriage. Will, in turn, may have felt the weight of her unhappiness, a shared burden that led them to maintain their facade for the sake of their public image and brand. However, their union began to unravel when Jada's entanglement with August Alsina came to the forefront. Things escalated when August publicly confessed to an affair with Jada, an event made even more astonishing by Will's unexpected blessing for August to date her. This pivotal moment marked the turning point in their relationship, catapulting it into a tumultuous journey. Despite their earnest attempts at damage control, it appears they were unable to bridge the widening rifts.
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's
Jada and Will remain bound together, even in the shadows of unhappiness and a toxic atmosphere that they both acknowledge. The love they once knew has dimmed, and their lives have diverged to the point where they live separately. Yet, they persist in their commitment for reasons known to them alone. It appears that Will was willing to maintain a united front with Jada, evident in his actions. When Chris Rock made a jest about Jada's shaved head at the Oscars, Will's dramatic response was his way of proclaiming to the world and his peers that they couldn't disparage Jada without consequences. Many fans think that Jada always finds ways to humiliate Will publicly, as Will truly loves her, but Jada wants her way out. A user tweeted, "She takes every opportunity she gets to embarrass Will." It was his method of fiercely protecting her, even amidst the tribulations they'd endured. However, it seems that Jada hasn't been able to shield Will in the same manner, as she continues to divulge information that further tarnishes their marriage. At this point, their relationship seems to have hit rock bottom, with no further depths to plumb. Many fans rallied behind Chris, firmly believing that he didn't deserve the public humiliation he endured, especially considering that it appeared to be rooted in Will's insecurities about his relationship with Jada. A user said, "What left me speechless is how nobody cared about Chris Rock. I found it inhuman, especially the standing ovation during the acceptance speech. Is this the message we want to send to the future generations?" Another user said, "You hit the nail on the head. I think Jada fell for August Alsina because he reminded her of Pac. August has a free spirit old soul just like Pac. It makes sense. It's unfortunate that Jada and Amp will think this toxic, dysfunctional marriage is better than getting a divorce. What they fail to realize is that their dysfunction will affect their children's views on relationships. Jada talks so much about everything. The love is gone, and Amp, their image has taken a turn. They need a divorce." That's all for today's video.
I said this, and I'm going to say it again. Will and Jada relationship is weird to me. It's kind of like the Blueface and what's her name? Blueface and his baby mama, Krishan. It's kind of like their situation, man. It's toxic. They all need to like go their separate ways and live a happy life. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this situation, man. I'm still riding with Chris Rock on this one. But yeah, it's a weird situation.